Coach, how we doing?
Doing as best as I can. Should be out playing some golf, but yeah, kind of weird circumstances as everybody's going through. So
Yeah, certainly no question. I can imagine I'm going stir crazy. Being in the house here, obviously with the three kids, which love them all to death, but they're wearing on me occasionally. But I can't imagine being a coach of any outdoor sport, but golf especially. I mean, you are used to through your career as a coach, your career on the golf course. You're always outside. I mean, you live on the range, you live on the course. Even when you're in the pro shop, you're constantly going to the first tee and talking to people outside. So being inside has got to be a different experience for you.
it is so weird. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever the weather is, over 45 and the sun's out, I'm usually not at home. And now actually with my fiance and future son, being at home, it's a whole different lifestyle. And what was it last week, being 75 degrees, being outside, I was like, wow, I really don't know what this has felt like the last 10 years. So no, it's been good, but like I said, weird, very weird.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I felt for our spring sports in a lot of ways over the course of the last month or so. But honestly, it hasn't always been warm, but the weather the last couple of weeks has been great for
Mm-hmm.
us from a spring sport perspective. The thought of getting baseball games in, getting softball games in, getting you guys on the golf course. Not to dig a dagger, but it would have been a nice spring. So I hate to say that, but it has been on my mind as I continue to think about our spring sport coaches and our student athletes. And so before we go any further, we talked a little bit about this last week, but just, do want to say to everybody out there, hope you're in the Ranger Nation, all of our fans, supporters, student athletes, families, alumni, and really everybody. Hope you're staying safe, staying healthy, and doing your part here as we kind of wait out the unknown for the remainder of this experience. So before we get going into kind of some golf program related questions, we've got, at Parkside, we call our home facilities, whether it's D. Simone Gym or baseball, softball field, Wood Road Field, whether it's Kenosha Country Club, which we're thinking about hosting a home tournament on moving forward. We call that the Den. So we're going to look inside your den a little bit with the thought of quarantine in mind. So tell us a little bit about what you're up to. So first question, a little rapid fire here. What TV show or movie are you watching right now that you'd recommend?
Oh, I just finished some TV shows. I, of course, watched that Tiger King, which was very eye-opening, and actually really, really loved Sunderland Till I Die. It's on Netflix. It's soccer. That was my first love. I was a soccer kid growing up, but no, those shows on Netflix, and of course, we've been watching for the kids out there. I'll say Octonauts and gosh, what's the dragon one I've been watching? Rescue Riders. I can't forget that one, Rescue Riders. So been watching good mixture of both, but a lot of it really haven't been watching a whole lot other than the last 3 weeks on a certain thing, but a lot of it's been, helping Declan with school and keeping his brain going. So
how old's Declan?
Declan's 4.
So what's he working on in school? And do you remember, can you help him with that stuff?
Oh, he's a lot smarter than I was, I can tell. Doing a lot of numbers. We're building did some zip lining down the stairs, did some parachute stuff. Was about to attempt the egg experiment where you drop it, but thought that was a little bit too advanced for both of us. And but yeah, just keeping him busy, keeping his mind going from 9 to 3.
Yeah.
And I have a whole lot of respect for preschool teachers. It's training.
So, yeah, there's no question. I think we're all understanding the value of teachers a little bit more these days, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's your go-to lunch when you're working from home?
Whatever's in the fridge left over. Been cooking quite a bit. Dinners always make it feel a little bit extra. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If it's a quick go-to, quick sandwich or a quick smoothie. So yeah.
And then we talked about you can't go to the course to work. You can't go to the office right now to work. So where do you hide to get your work done at home? What's your home office setup?
That's all over the place. With most of my stuff's over the phone. So I can honestly be walking the dogs and do it. But kitchen, where I am right now in the dining room, anywhere where school isn't being taken place. So yeah, no, it's we try to stay out of bed. So Maureen's she's from home and she's got the bedroom, so I let her have that and I just travel wherever.
There you go. All right, so moving on to the golf program here a little bit more. Obviously, it was an abbreviated first season, but you are in, and I've kind of wrapped up year one at Parkside as our head men's golf coach. So just give us a little bit of a recap of coming over. Great coaching career at Carthage, great playing career, ton of experience in the club world as a teaching professional. Just tell us a little bit about moving over and getting acclimated with Parkside as well as with your guys.
Coming over, especially from Division III, Division II, there's a lot of changes, especially compliance. And it was mostly a learning curve for me, just knowing that side, and then also learning what level we were up against. And I can say this: we got better. In our first tournament, we went to Grand Valley, and for somebody who's never seen a campus like that, especially built around athletics, I was like, oh boy, we're up against these guys, huh? And we played 54 holes there, and first day was 36, and after 18 holes, we were competing and doing pretty good. But as the tournament went on, we got tired, and when I'm traveling, I traveled 6 kids at that tournament, and 4 of them were freshmen, 1 sophomore, and another was a junior. So we were young, and compared to the other schools, I mean, they're mostly seniors and juniors building through the program, and we needed to get bigger. We needed to become athletes. So 2 days after that tournament, we started working out. And like I said, as the season went on, we showed some progress. And those boys were turning into men a little bit more and hitting the ball a little bit farther. And it was a shame that everything happened the way that it did, because they were in the gym 3 days a week, working out, and they understood the process and were working on their games. I think this spring they could have surprised some people. But yeah, as my recap of the first season, it was all learning experience. I learned a lot, and it was mostly just by observing all the other schools. I mean, we have Ferris State, which is one of the top PGM professional golf management schools in the nation. They're in our conference. Grand Valley's in our conference. You have Wayne State that did awesome this year. I think they lost to 1 team all fall. I was just watching what they were doing, and we're moving in that direction. We just need to keep on it. So,
yeah, absolutely. Learn from the competition. That's obviously you as a first-year head coach, good opportunity to do that. But really, with the entire department still just being here in the second year in the GLIAC, I think that's true of all of our programs and all of our head coaches, of understanding what we're up against with the GLIAC. So certainly not alone in terms of that experience. So take me back. I saw kind of the way you described this, in your own words, in reading something earlier today. So take me back to the moment that you guys kind of were pulled off the course, so to speak, earlier in the spring here, finding out that the NCAA championships were going to be called off. You guys were on a road trip, getting ready to start a tournament. We're kind of into a practice round. So just tell us a little bit about, that moment and then bringing the guys back. And obviously things have unfolded since, but just kind of what that felt like for you and the team.
I think it was Thursday, I think March 11th. We left campus at 11. I knew something was going on, and my plan was to go to Indianapolis, play a little practice round, stay past. We were playing a tournament down in Lexington. So I was like, okay, we'll go down a day early. Let's get in at least 9 holes because we haven't hit off of grass. So, but get a text message right in the middle of the drive from Chris Barker. And he goes, "Did you guys leave yet?" Yeah. And he goes, "Just keep your phone close, okay?" And then I was just like, oh boy. And then we get to the golf course, go into the pro shop. Guy in the pro shop goes, "Oh yeah, Ball State just canceled everything. They're going home. They're not returning." And go out, see the guys putt and chip. We get the email from Chancellor Ford. Spring break starts on Monday. And I'm like, oh boy, okay. So the whole time I'm looking at my phone, watching the guys play. And like I said, they were showing some promise, the 6 that were traveling, especially from what they were doing in the fall. And I think it was the 6th or 7th hole. I get the email that says everything's canceled. So didn't say anything until we got into the van. I go, "Guys, canceled. We're going back home." But we had a decent meal right there. So it was tried to make it a little less bittersweet. So but yeah, it was just like, I mean, we're talking pretty much that whole week. And we're just like, okay, just because we had a lot of things planned up for the next 4 weeks. And yeah, it was unfortunate that it happened like that. But it did. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think probably, based on our conversations leading up to it, it wasn't a shock. And not that it was a shock to the guys, but just that feeling of being on the road, on a trip, just getting ready to compete, the excitement that brings, especially toward the beginning of a season, which you guys were beginning of the spring season. That stings, I know, and an abrupt end. So tell me a little bit about, talking with the guys since. Obviously we had at Parkside an extended 2-week spring break. Everything academically has moved online. Just kind of what's your communication been with the team? How are they adapting to what is the uniqueness of this spring semester without golf, without being on campus, with remote learning as well?
Yeah. I'd say most of the guys, they understand everything, what's going on. A few of them with the academic side are, I'll just say, a little not enjoying it as much, but I mean, it is what it is. They're getting education and, everything that Parkside has to offer. And I think Parkside's done a great job with everything. No, they seem to be coping okay. I think the biggest thing is just being locked in and not being able to go outside. I know we have 2 guys sneak onto some golf courses, I was told. Thank God they didn't get caught. And a few people, they have nets set up downstairs. They've been putting and chipping in their yard. So, and actually I just got off the phone with one of my players. They're buying a net for the backyard. So, I mean, whatever they can do to let their mind escape is what they need to do. And if golf's it's awesome. And, I think they're doing okay for the situation. But yeah, some of them are just like, this is very weird.
So, I think one thing that will be interesting about this experience and trying to adapt is something that our programs always had to do. All programs in our climate have to do. With that, we announced right before you guys left for your trip, all of the components of Ranger Vision 2020, but certainly at one of the cores of that is the creation of an indoor golf center. And I think it's an exciting project for the program and a lot of other things. But just, I guess, the way you're talking about the guys having to adapt and grab a net, and that's kind of been the history of Parkside Golf, of finding corners to hit in the nets. And right, you've experienced that, and Coach O's tried to be adaptable over the years and use his resources and creativity and kind of have a makeshift, this is a stretch, but indoor facility right now where the guys are. But it's not your home. So just tell us a little bit about the Mark Olson Indoor Golf Center that'll be created through Ranger Vision 2020, and just kind of what you think the impact of that will be specifically on Parkside men's golfers here to start. I'm going to throw up some renderings here while you're talking.
Cool. Well, this is going to be a state-of-the-art facility. It's 1,800 square feet, which is it's the half of the dance studio upstairs on the second floor, overlooking over the field house. And it's going to have 2 simulators in it, 2 TrackMan simulators. With this software, they're going to have 45 courses to choose from, I believe, and they're adding courses as it goes. And the software gives, every type of information that you need. Probably more information overload than what most of the guys need. But, if you were looking at something and working on something specific, it's going to tell you. And also another thing with this is it tapes every swing. So every swing where the numbers are perfect, every swing where they're bad, you can analyze it, and you can analyze that back at their room, because it goes right to their, I think goes up into the cloud and goes right into their email. But what's also nice is to have the space will be a nice size putting green where they'll be able to chip and putt a little bit. And if you guys look in the middle, there's going to be 3 hitting bays right there. So the goal was to be able to have 7 people practice efficiently, and not be in anybody's way, and where you can get something done, and not have to sit around. Because I'll say with what we have right now, we have one simulator, which is nice. We have a net that's taped to a mat to chip into, and a few little putting greens. But in order to swing, there's only really one place to swing. And this right here, this gives us an option to have 5 people swinging at a time. And I mean, like I said, you'll have 2 people on the short game area, but you probably could have more. So, and this area, it's going to be theirs. I mean, they don't have to fight around other people's schedules. They don't have to deal with any other distractions that are in there. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be, and the kids I know are very, very excited. And recruiting, this just put Parkside on the map. To have something like this, it's huge. I mean, it's a game changer. So
yeah, I'm sitting here trying to think of an analogy of what practice looks like from an efficiency and productivity standpoint for another sport, that's similar to what kind of the current setup is. And you throw a volleyball team out there and give them 1 ball but not a net, or throw a baseball team out and you get one bat for the whole team, and 3 ball. And just the lack of productivity and efficiency is certainly part of it. The lack of a home, I think, is another big piece of it. And that really impacts student athlete experience of our current guys. And then as you just hit on, certainly, recruiting a golfer, whether they're from here in the state, whether they're from a northern climate or not, to play college golf, because college golf season is so different than the golf season that I live in Wisconsin. It's June and July and August, college golf season, that's not how it's built. It's February, it's March, it's April. You hope to play into May and June. So to have a real experience, place to to develop your game, and for a recruit to envision this as their home and envision it as a place that they can work with you, that connection with you, the connection with the guys, but from a facility perspective can really envision getting better. Yep. I think it'll be a huge game changer for the program. So tell us a little bit about, obviously our priority, your priority is going to be our guys, our golf team, past that a little bit, some campus community use. What does this potentially do for our Southeastern Wisconsin community, our local community, whether that's through partnership with Kenosha Country Club, other potential users, our alumni base? What are and we don't know all this in a real buttoned up way yet. Logistically, we'll have to work through it and kind of build the model. But what does this look like for if I'm a community member and say, I want to use this? This looks awesome.
Well, I know during the months of December and January, it's going to go pretty much unused. So we have been talking about possibly having some leagues run through there and some rentals for use. And the big impact, and it's something that I've been following the past 3 years with everything that Parkside's done, is Parkside has become more involved in the community than ever before. I mean, open up the Kenosha News and Parkside's right on top most of the time now. And all the volunteering that the teams have been doing and the campus has been doing, it's huge. And, this is just an opportunity for more people to come to Parkside to see what we are doing. And, the Ranger vision, it's going to make Parkside great, and it's going to impact the community immensely, just with all the rentals. So, I see the community having a chance to utilize this and enjoying some of the things that Parkside has to offer. So it's just one of those added benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit on this. We have a few facilities right now that drive people to our campus, and that's really important, not only for Parkside Athletics, but the university. And this will be another one, the Turf Center, which we won't talk about, but it will also help golf to an extent, will be another one.
Wait, I thought we were allowed to go in there and hit a couple times.
You'll be allowed in there a little bit, but it won't be your home. This will be your home. But there'll be two more facilities that continue to drive great people to a great campus. So last thing on this, it is a project that we're excited about. We're gonna make sure it's state of the art, it's first class, but we do need some help. So we've gotten off to a really good start in fundraising, some incredible donors that have stepped up. And I think there's a lot of reasons that people want to help us with this. A lot of them we've touched on. Another one is Coach O's legacy. I know he's still part of your program, longtime head coach. Just talk a little bit about his support of this project and just in general as you've come on board here.
I've known Coach Olson ever since, I want to say 2006 or 2007, when I was playing at Carthage. So, but to see what he's done and know the things in the background, what he's done to keep this program going, is huge. And it's well deserving to have his name over the center. And, there was, I don't want to get into too much detail on that, but, he's pretty much the reason the program existed for a number of years. So yeah, and he's been helping me out, teaching me the ropes of the GLIAC and Division II this past year. So I really appreciated all of his help. So yeah, but very deserving to have the center named after him.
Absolutely, yeah. We're all excited to honor Coach O's legacy in this way, because it will have a lot of eyeballs on it and an incredible impact on the program. So if you want to learn more about that, about the Mark Olson Indoor Golf Center, you want to support the project, go to parksiderangers.com/rangervision2020 is a great place to start. And obviously Coach and I would be happy to talk to you in more detail as well. So we got a couple questions from our audience here, Coach. A couple of them I'm excited about the answers to as well. So first one here from Emily Barker. How are you holding up? And it just dawned on me that we're talking here on what should have been Masters Thursday.
Yes.
How are you holding up without the Masters?
Doesn't start till the back nine on Sunday, so I'm okay right now. No, I was actually lucky to go 2 years ago. Yeah, ever since being there, I never really wanted to miss another attempt to watch a Masters. So I'm okay with it right now, but come Saturday, Sunday, it'll be pretty tough. I'll be on YouTube watching some old clips probably. So
I saw I think it was ESPN. Somebody was showing the 97 Masters when Tiger dominated for his first recently here. So or tonight. But okay, so yeah, another question from Emily. Former college golfer herself, as you know here. So she's got plenty to ask tonight, and we thank her for that. So we're hoping that we'll still get to have the Ranger Impact Open scheduled for July 20th at Kenosha Country Club. Last year was the inaugural year of that fundraiser. Awesome day out at KCC. So still hopeful. Obviously, a lot of uncertainty around that, like all things right now. But we'll get to host that event. So Emily played in it last year. She'll play in it again this year. I know that. So what can she? And she says the average golfer, she's an above average golfer. But what can she and those of us who are more average work on from home if we don't have, simulators and other things? What can we work on from home to stay sharp and ready for the summer when we get out on the course?
The best advice I could say is do some golf workouts, stretch. Make sure your hip mobility is where it can be. It's kind of hard to practice into a net and see where the ball's going. I know the feel is a little bit different, but you can always go in the backyard and a little bit. But the biggest thing that I would say is get your body ready for it. Get the hip mobility going, just so your body's able to take a full swing. And to make that simple, just try and get into a deep squat and hold it for more than 10 seconds. If you can't do it, work on it.
So we got another question. Have you ever had a hole in one?
I have not. I've seen probably 10 plus, 3 as a coach and a few others competing, but I always tell people that I've made it 2 on a par 5, so I take that any day over a hole in one. So, but as a friend from high school who had 2, and both of them were when I was playing with him, he goes, "Yeah, but you don't have a hole in one." It's like, okay, I got it.
And as tonight proves, you don't get asked, "Have you ever had an albatross?" You get asked, "Have you ever had a hole in one?" So, but a 2 on a par 5 is pretty cool. I don't have that kind of distance in my bag, as you know. All right. So how did your team react when they saw the mock-ups for the golf center?
I'd say most of them were in disbelief. I know we had some of the mock-ups in there turned the other way, and somehow they magically turned around as we left. And they looked at it like, "Yeah, I don't really believe it until." And then when all this got released, and I just said, "We're working on it. We're working on it." And I think it was more like, "Oh boy, I'm excited now." And recruits coming in, I was able to show them the renderings back in, I think it was October or November, and very excited. So it's already helped recruiting, and basically all I did was show them an empty dance hall, and I said, "Wall here.
Think about this.
There's going to be a simulator there. There's a simulator here. You're standing on the putting green. Okay, good.
Yeah.
you see it.
Actually, inadvertently, and we'll wrap it up after this. I inadvertently skipped this question, but tell us a little bit about the guys that are coming in the fall to join the program.
As of right now, I have 3 incoming recruits. Aiden Webster, who's from Ontario, actually an ex-hockey player, big kid, and he's an athlete. He didn't start specializing in golf until his senior year in high school, and he's already averaging mid 70s. So no, I know for a fact that he's driven to get better, and it's the same with all the other recruits. I got Chase Fisk, who's coming in from Bellevue College. He's a JUCO transfer, coming in from Washington, and loved campus, and he's a solid golfer. I don't know why he chose Parkside, but he chose us, and he's going to make an impact right away. He was captain of his team. He was he wasn't conference player of the year, but he was all conference his freshman and sophomore year in his conference. So good little player coming in. And also we have Garrett Olson from the Phoenix area, actually Peoria. Same as Aiden. He's 2-sport athlete all through junior year. He was a baseball player. Just decided to focus solely on golf his senior year, finished 22nd in state in Arizona. Decided to take a visit on October when we got 6 inches of – he committed 3 weeks later after a snowfall, and he's like, gosh, it is cold. But he enjoyed the school, enjoyed the guys, and, I'm excited for those guys. They're athletes. They know what it takes. They know it's going to be a process to get better. And, that's the thing I look for in recruits. So,
he knows hockey etiquette and golf etiquette's a little different, right?
A little.
One of the Parkside golf alums that I've gotten to know the best, Todd Scott, transferred to Parkside from a junior college. I think in New Mexico, but in the southwestern part of the state. New Mexico, I'm pretty sure is correct. So. He was one of the guys that I first got to know from an alumni perspective and has been super supportive of the program as well. So That's good. Thanks for giving us a little bit of a rundown of those guys. We'll let you off the hook. Thanks for being a guinea pig for a little coach's corner tonight. It was fun. And it's good to see you. See you tomorrow for staff meeting. But hang in there, stay safe, and hopefully we'll be back on the course here soon. So thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Andrew. Have a good night.
You guys too.